Hi everyone, this is JD, your gadget review friend. We're continuing to review and compare devices, and you can check these updates on our Twitter community at gadgetrevnow. If there's one thing I've learned about Huawei phones in general, as a consumer and tech reviewer, these phones are just so darn good. Even Huawei phones today don't have Google support, they're still very popular because of their performance and design. And even the affordable light versions were not left out. Today, we will going to review one confident and competent phone. This is a review of Huawei P30 Lite, a phone that looks okay on paper, but so good in real-life test. Is it still worth it? Hey, don't forget to subscribe, my friend. Let's go! Let's start with the design. If there's one thing most tech reviewers notice, this is a good-looking phone. From the screen size, reaching the buttons and fingerprint sensor, this is one aesthetically pleasing and super functional design. This phone is perfect in my hand. I can reach every buttons and every part of the screen. You can use this in one hand. It has glass front and back with plastic frame. There's no mention of glass protection, though some community said it uses aluminosilicate glass, which is similar to Gorilla Glass branding, but I will use screen protector in case just to be sure. Checking the button placement, you will have the power and volume button on one side, microphone and SIM card tray on top, nothing on the other side, and microphone, headphone jack, charging port, and speakers at the bottom. At the back, you will have the good-looking pill-shaped triple camera setup without the Leica branding and all the writing on the left side. You will also have the fingerprint sensor that can be easily accessed. In front, you will have the teardrop notch and a little bit of a thicker bezel, but nothing to complain about. It looks symmetrical and really good. To sum up, it's a good size, a functional and sleek design. It's one good-looking phone if you ask me. Hey, just a side note, if you own Huawei P30 Lite or any phone you see on our channel, we're making more videos of these phones in the future. Please hit the subscribe button to see more videos like this. Next is performance. It has the right amount of power for average and casual users. I'd say heavy users can still use this, but nothing mind-blowing. It uses a 12nm Kirin 710 with 4 to 8 gigs of RAM that is sufficient for everyone in 2021. Kirin 710 can process anything. It's just a matter of how fast it can open app. It can handle gaming, multitasking, and social media. For average and casual users, it is as good as any mid-range or flagship phone. It opens up apps that doesn't need too much resources with a breeze. I tested this phone for almost 2 weeks and I forgot to take out my SIM, and that's a testament of how good and reliable this phone is. It feels the same as my OnePlus, Samsung, and iPhone if I'm just being an average user, which I am 95% of the time. It's currently running Android 10 on EMUI 10. It's a heavy Huawei skin without app drawer by default or standard. You need to activate it in home screen style settings if you need it. Some users might not know this, and now you know. All in all, even without the impressive numbers on papers, this is one reliable, fast, and decent performing phone. Next is the screen, and although it uses an IPS LCD, it is really good. I even googled it one time because I'm not sure if it's an LCD or LED. The screen is punchy and bright. It also has a dark mode if you love the dark background. It doesn't save some battery life, but it certainly looks good. It is a 6.15-inch LTPS IPS LCD with teardrop selfie camera on top. The text and image are sharp because of the 415 ppi and the smaller screen size together with a 1080 Full HD resolution. It doesn't have a faster refresh rate, but for most users they will be okay with it. Apple iPhones also has 60 Hz. The screen brightness registered around 700 nits, which is enough for a sunny day. You won't have any issues viewing it in direct sunlight. It's a great LCD display, it is sharp, but nothing out of ordinary. Next is the sound, and the sound is just okay. Good news and bad news, and we will start with the bad news. It only has a single firing loudspeaker that can be easily covered, but it sounded good. Well, the good news is it has a headphone jack for those people who still uses their high-fidelity headset. I'm comparing this with my Pixel 3 XL's dual front-firing stereo speakers, and here's the test. All in all, it's a single bottom firing speakers with headphone jack if you need it. Next is battery or battery life. It has a 3340 mAh capacity, a bit small for a phone with a 6.1-inch screen. The battery juice kept it going for 6 hours and 23 minutes under Geekbench battery benchmark in performance mode, while it can only manage 5 hours and 43 minutes with performance mode switched off. Either way, battery life is just okay. On my own daily test, since I'm not expecting this to be my gaming phone, I only use this for social media and other productivity and communication tasks. It can easily last me a day of use. It might seriously struggle on heavy users doing all kinds of gaming and entertainment stuff. Good news, fast charging is supported. Although it's nowhere near the standard of a P30 Pro, this Lite model will give you full charge in about 1.5 hours. Sadly, although it has a glass back, there's no support for wireless charging. To sum up, the battery is not for average users, and there's the fast charging capability if you struggle with heavy tasks. And lastly, the cameras. Huawei P30 Lite has 3 cameras. It's the most eye-catching part of the phone, apart from its shiny back. Huawei's reasoning is obvious. This is how to make the P30 Lite seems a true part of the P30 family. It even has an ultra high-resolution main camera, just like its pricier siblings. The triple cameras may not be up to the groundbreaking level of P30 or P40 setup, but the 3 rear cameras on a handset in this price range is a real novelty, and their capabilities are very impressive. You get a main 48 megapixel sensor, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide angle camera, and a 2 megapixel camera to provide an obligatory bokeh effect. The front-facing selfie camera has a 24 megapixel sensor and an f2.0 lens. The main sensor is awesome, and I've done so many comparison tests of this phone and other Huawei phones and other brands, and the quality didn't disappoint. The photos are punchy, sharp, and social media ready. It will take great photos and videos even in 2021. Again, for its price point, it will be hard for you to get this triple camera setup combination with this quality. All in all, it's a great camera performing phone. Not groundbreaking, but it's up there in the competition. So what is Gadget RevNow's verdict? Huawei P30 Lite in 2021. Although comparing this to the beefier regular and Pro models, it has its own charm and magic. The processor is good for average users. If you're not in a hurry like split second to open an app, you'll be fine. And although the newer Huawei phones are faster and flashier, let's take a moment to appreciate that this handset still has Google services. Everything will work as it should. I will not recommend this to people who are power users, as the battery might be a little problematic for you. Also, if you love a bigger and AMOLED deep black type screen, it only has a regular LCD display. And I will recommend this to people who loves great camera phones. It has a good triple camera setup that will be enough for those photo enthusiasts, not the level of $1,000 flagship phones, but will seriously contend with the rest of the pack. If you also love a great classic design, the 6.1-inch screen together with the reachable buttons, you will find it hard to switch to a bigger phone once you fall in love with its functionality and reachability. Now with phones reaching $1,000 SRP and giving you the performance the same as last year, nothing really impressive, just those big camera bumps and some software tricks, I will confidently say, all you need is light. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. We're posting videos of gadget reviews, comparisons, photography gears, and tips. The goal of this channel is to review and compare devices as simple as possible, concise, and friendly. Don't forget to drop your comment, like, and share. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.